As we continue to speak with workers fired during the wave of union organizing, we turn now to two Amazon workers who were part of the first successful organizing effort in Amazon's history at Amazon's Staten Island JFK 8 warehouse, which voted to unionize last month. They were both fired this month. Amazon told the Washington Post the firing of the two workers are, quote, unrelated to each other and unrelated to whether these individuals support any particular cause or group. But we wanted to find out more. Matt Cusick is with us, who was told by Amazon's Human Resources on May 4th that he's terminated for, quote, voluntary resignation due to job abandonment. But he says he was fired for taking COVID-related leave. Meanwhile, Tristan Lyon-Dutchin, whose image and comments were featured in several media outlets during the organizing drive, was told Friday, May 7th, that he's being terminated for falling behind on productivity goals. This comes as the National Labor Relations Board Monday upheld a complaint that Amazon violated labor law in the Staten Island union vote by holding mandatory worker meetings to dissuade employees from voting to unionize. For more, we're joined by Tristan Lyon-Dutchin and Matt Cusick, both of them organizers with Amazon Labor Union. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Matt, you're the spokesperson for the union, the Amazon Labor Union. How did you get fired?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm the spokesperson exactly. I'm an organizer with the union who does do some communication stuff. But I was on a COVID care leave that I was told was until April 29th. Instead, they extended the leave only until the 26th. And then they, after 3 days, began termination proceedings against me for abandonment of my job. They didn't tell me anything about that until the 3 days, which was supposed to be the last day of my COVID leave.
You have COVID?
No, I was caring for someone with COVID. This was the leave that I was granted.
And this issue of this coincidence of you being fired for not meeting productivity goals. Most people are not aware of these productivity goals that Amazon has for its workers. Could you talk about that and why you don't believe that was the real reason?
Well, so Tristan was fired for productivity. He could speak to that. I can say that the context around that is that these productivity requirements have been made illegal to a great extent in California, and New York has just issued legislation, New York State, the Warehouse Worker Protection Act, to make it illegal in New York as well, because we know that these productivity quotas are a great reason why Amazon has 2 to 3 times higher injury rate than other warehouses, which are already some of the most dangerous places to work in the United States.
And Tristan, could you talk about what you believe the reason was for your firing?
The reason for my firing was, as mentioned, productivity, not meeting the certain time rate or goal. I was recently terminated May the 7th due to, falling behind rates. I fell behind rates in the past, of course. Me just being a regular worker, working at a regular pace, these people expect you to work really fast, like to speed it up. They expect you to to pick items for like $2.75 an hour at a Universal station and $3.75 an hour at the RSL station. They send a couple of retrains, people to retrain me, from time and time again. My last retrain was, I think, 3 weeks ago. After that, that's when I started to speed it up and started to try to meet the goals. And then all of a sudden, someone just came out of nowhere, said that I had to report to HR, and they just fired me just like that. They kept every write-up they had of me in the past and record. And normally the write-ups were supposed to expire within 50 or 60 days, but they just somehow kept that on record, and they just terminated me.
And you mentioned these rates. Again, for viewers who have never been in an Amazon warehouse, you're saying $2.75 an hour. That's about 5 items per minute that a worker is required to pick and put on a conveyor belt?
Yeah, somewhat. It depends, because if there's two stations. The universal station is like the regular station where you pick. The RSO is like you go like maybe like 2 or 3 steps up. It's a bit higher, which is like you gotta do 375 an hour or two. But the RSO station is a bit different from the universal.
And can you talk about being a very visible organizer around the Amazon labor union's organizing efforts? You won major victory at the Staten Island warehouse, but across the street, it was voted down. Can you talk about the difference you think, but also whether that was a factor in you being fired? Your face adorned a number of the organizing effort flyers.
Yes, this also has to do like is retaliation. Me being affiliated with the Amazon labor union, I don't let word out that I'm part of the union. I don't let HR know. I don't let nobody in the warehouse know. But they can know. They know and they can tell because they see my face all over the news. Me doing speeches, doing interviews. I feel like this was like they just like basically like this was an intense target. You know, after we won the victory of JFK 8 back in April, you know, we lost to LDJ 5, and I feel like, you know, Amazon is just regaining their power, everything to do what they want, you know, sending more union busters, everything is just overturning. So I think it does play a big part, you know, me and not just me, a few other organizers organizing.
And Matt, could you talk about the importance of the National Labor Relations Board standing up behind the Amazon workers, and also the president, President Biden, recently had a meeting with labor leaders around the country, including Amazon workers. The importance of the White House stepping up in defense of union organizing.
Yeah, so the National Labor Relations Board has been much more receptive to charges being filed around unfair labor practices. They're also much more willing to use the 10J injunction to protect workers before the hearings are resolved. This is one of the things that we are both going to be filing ULP charges with the NLRB regarding our retaliation cases. And also we will be asking for 10J injunctions so that we will be reinstated while those cases go through the process. And this is something that the previous NLRB was not doing. And so we're grateful that there is a little bit of an opening for protecting workers. That being said, we do need to pass the PRO Act. We need to pass a lot of different legislation. We need to fund the NLRB more. The NLRB needs to get even more assertive in the sorts of ways that it is helping workers, because the laws are, as they are very broken. Now, Joe Biden has, did invite our president, Chris Smalls, to the White House. And Chris Smalls laid out the things that need to be done. If we can't get
we have 10 seconds, Matt.
He needs to do something. If we can't get the PRO Act done, he needs to sign an executive order right away. We need help. All workers do.
Well, we want to thank you both for being with us, Matt Cusick and Tristan Dutchin, organizers with the Amazon Labor Union, who were fired this month after the first successful organizing effort in the company's history at Amazon's Staten Island JFK 8 warehouse. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Stay safe.